Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's just say a little bit about string theory. Someone asked me to do a video on it. And at some point, it might be worth doing more on than I'm going to say right here. Maybe. String theory is a theory that there are little teeny strings. They're the smallest of small things ever. And the vibrations that they go through creates matter and all the dimensions we know of. Now, the most telling line I've ever heard was a very prestigious astrophysicist guy on a PBS documentary about astronomy. He says the string theorists have a very interesting theory, but they haven't yet pushed it far enough to make any observable predictions. Okay, that alerted me to he's not trying to disparage string theory. Maybe he sort of is politely trying to disparage it. But that alerted me to what string theory is and what's going on there. To call it a theory is extraordinarily stretching words, much further than they'll go. A theory is a response to facts in reality, and you're trying to explain these facts somehow. There's a theory of gravity, there's a theory of evolution. There are not any observations that have led to string theory. String theory is a mathematical construct with no evidence at all for it. It comes from no observations. It does not come from observations. It is not built on any evidence. It is a mathematical fairy tale. It is a dream that cannot, as they say openly, cannot be tested. It is not a theory, okay? It is mathematical voodoo. It is academic morons wasting their time and our money, the people who pay them, both through taxes and through student loans if you've ever done something like that, which I don't recommend. I don't recommend college either. Yeah, string theory is baloney. It's not testable, and they're never going to be able to push. You can't start with completely made up nonsense and then try to push that far enough that it can be tested, right? I'm going to start with some completely made up nonsense. Ready? The planets have in them an entity, an essence, which doesn't have any effect on the outer world, but which created the ability for the planets to coalesce in the first place. And the same thing's true of any body with gravity. But it's not detectable. It's just that it's there always. Okay, that's pretty stupid. And that's better. That's slightly better than string theory, because at least I'm talking about something. String theory wasn't even talking about it. Is not talking about anything. I was trying to come up with some ridiculous thing why planets form, right? Well, some sort of essence causes them to form, right? But it has no effect on the real world, so that we can't. This sounds even better than string theory, come to think of it. I mean, string theory doesn't come from the facts of reality and doesn't say anything about the facts of reality. It's not a theory. More can be said on the future, but just to finish off the subject for now, you'll want to watch carefully these morons doing mathematics stuff in the universities. They'll do stuff with economics that's nothing but grand mathematical somersaults. They're doing it in physics. They're doing it in astrophysics. Well, I can't imagine where else they're doing it. I can't imagine. But I'll bet dollars to donuts there's other places. Sociology, of course, is full of mathematics. Yeah, not that mathematics is invalid, but theories not based on evidence are definitely invalid.